So Pete, I've got this vSAN cluster and it's running so great. And I've just been creating and moving more workloads in, and I kind of wasn't paying attention and it's starting to fill up. What should I do?
Well, in most cases, you have two options, and our customers are going to follow one of these two things, with the exception of maybe removing some of the data or VMs that are on their existing cluster. The first option is to scale up your hosts. By that I mean just adding more storage devices, more disk groups, and that'll introduce more caching and buffering and so forth. That's one way to do it. The other option is to scale out, and that's just adding more hosts to your vSAN cluster. Both are really an easy way to incrementally increase the capacity of the vSAN cluster. And in most of those cases, especially on the scaling up side, those are some incremental costs that oftentimes, inside an organization, you can get away with just as a general expense. It's not this large capital expenditure that you need to, work through and get signed off by the VP of your group and so forth. So those are generally the two ways that we see our customers, mitigating some of their storage capacity challenges.
I like this idea because, yeah, I just need capacity, not really performance, of just putting a couple capacity devices on my P card, and just sneaking those through a couple, in a month at a time. That should helpfully get past some of the budget bureaucracy.
Yeah, and especially if you have a vSAN cluster that's maybe moderate in size, you don't necessarily have to have exact symmetry across those hosts. Of course, you should always sort of strive for that. But if you want to throw in an extra few storage devices on each respective host, and if they're a little bit different than some of the others, that's okay. That's sometimes where our customers see that tremendous level of flexibility there is when they get in those situations where they have to find some more capacity somehow, and this is the best way.
Okay, so I'm gonna add five capacity to five of the hosts this month and five the next month. But I'm not just gonna put them all into one host. I'll spread them even. So let's try not to make this too top heavy.
Yeah, exactly.